Hey everyone.
That's Dan Constance, and this is Jordan Braun, and you are watching Constantly Brawn. It's where we take on the pundits, so let's get right to it.
United at Watford, man. What's going on? I don't get it. They started the season so well and now everything just looks wrong. The way they're playing, the players' faces, no one looks like they really care and it's
Mourinho.
I don't think it's him. I mean, even if he's getting the tactics wrong, the players they're not playing well and they're better than this.
They're not playing well, but do you think it's because they're not playing the way they should be playing?
I mean, it's a little bit of that, but they're still good enough where if you put these players on the pitch, they should go out and beat most teams. It's as simple as that. I don't get it.
The only thing Rooney looks like he can beat is a race in the MLS.
But still, I mean, like everyone else is just. I mean, how do you lose 3-1 to Watford?
Well, Fellaini made a really stupid foul, so
yeah. Okay, so technically it was like 2-1, the penalty, whatever, late on. But still, you have these late runs coming in and no one's tracking them. Fellaini, Pogba, everyone's just disjointed and there's no cohesion. There's no passion from any of them. Rashford maybe, but even he didn't have, I didn't think, that great of a game. He was the best player, but him and Shaw. But I don't know, man. Something's fishy is going on, and I don't like it.
Yeah, I think it smells a little bit like Chelsea last year.
It can't though because he hasn't even been there for a year.
But where he was the special one at Chelsea, he's not. This is Ferguson's team. He's an outsider.
No. Everyone, we gotta stop. Ferguson's gone. As much as everyone wants him back, it's not gonna happen. So let's move on. We've got Moyes.
Right. Okay.
Now we have Mourinho.
But I think you guys need to get someone who doesn't have a legacy yet.
No, we need someone to restore some kind of pride and some kind of challenge to us. And that, to be fair, I still think it is Mourinho. And it's still early season, so
okay. I'm not You're defending Mourinho. What do you think about him calling Shaw out, though?
I mean, Van Gaal called him out last year, calling him unfit, and Shaw came back as the fittest player and the best player on United until he got injured. So, I mean, maybe it's going to have a similar effect, but I mean, it's not just Shaw though. It's everyone. No one's playing to their potential, and they don't look happy. But it's not like they're being restricted like Van Gaal is just.
I disagree. I think they look restricted a little bit. Pogba looks restricted.
Pogba looks like he's trying to do too much. He's trying to live up to his price tag, and that never works. He's just gotta stop and play. It's the only way he's gonna just get over trying to do too much.
You're right. He looks like he's trying to do too much, but he also looks like he's stuck in that midfield role.
Yeah, but he gets up and back. I'd rather, not two in front of the back four, probably just one and give him a little more freedom. But still, he's a good enough player, and he's a professional player. If someone asks you to be a box-to-box midfielder and you can do it, you do it. It's as simple as that.
So let me ask you my main question. I know your defense is probably going to be the same that he has now. Maybe put Darmian in if Valencia.
I don't think he'll put Darmian. Maybe Fosu Mensah. I'd give him.
Fosu Mensah maybe, but you're pretty much going to keep the same defense. You're not going to switch the goalie.
Most likely.
How would you line up United?
I'd have Schneiderlin and Herrera in there at some point. If it's a smaller mid-table team, maybe I'd put in Herrera because you need a little less cover in the back, but he could still do the job. And then I'd have Pogba and preferably Mata, but seeing as how Rooney's the captain, he'll probably play Pogba and Rooney ahead of that with a front three of Rashford, Zlatan, and Martial if he's healthy, or Memphis if he's not. It gives a lot of options there because Rashford can do a lot. Memphis, I still think, can be the player we thought he would be when we bought him. And, with Zlatan up there with more quick players around him and players like Mata and Pogba giving him service, he'll, get the best out of him rather than how he's looked lately.
So 4-3-3?
Some kind of variation of that. Martial and Rashford could tuck in a little and leave, Shaw and Valencia to cover the wide angles.
Yeah, they're built for that, and that's Mourinho's thing is a 4-3-3.
No,
Surprised they haven't done that.
4-2. His thing is a 4-2-3-1. That's what
Oh,
Chelsea
really?
played. Matic and Fabregas in the whole.
I mean before that.
Before that, what at Real Madrid when he.
No, when he was at Chelsea with Lampard and Drogba, it's a 4-3-3.
I don't really remember what he played then, but I'm pretty sure he's always liked his 4-2-3-1. But I mean, even if he did play a 4-3-3, it's still technically what he's playing. It's just 2-1-3, whatever you want to call it. It's basically the same thing, man. The players just gotta, step up. I know the manager takes most of the blame for the most part from the outside world.
He's not taking any of the blame.
Him, whatever. But I'm saying from the outside world, they give the manager the blame. But at the same point, these players should win games, regardless of where they're playing. I mean, quality-wise, I don't think that's a problem. I think it's partially mentality and maybe partially tactics. But they've got to get it sorted out, and soon. I mean, it's early, so I'm not actually that worried. But, 3 games, 3 losses, just it's not good enough for United. And
you got the League Cup coming up, but then you got a tough matchup with Leicester.
Yeah, I think the Northampton game was one that he would, rotate a bit, but I think now he's just going to keep trying to find who his best 11 is and, not really give the main starters a rest, which is good. They need to get some chemistry back, and I think they go ahead and win that game midweek just to get some of their confidence back, stop the rot, and move on from there.
I just, from watching the Euros and watching United now, I think you have to do something about this Rooney whole deal. I think he just slows the team up.
He does, and I mean, I would love to see Mata in there, and I know a lot of people get on him for being slow too. But the difference with Mata is his play and his thought of play.
He's creative.
So much faster.
He's creative. He's a creative player.
But he plays quick. He may not be quick, but he plays quick, and he allows the team to play quick. Kind of like Carrick does in the holding position. So, I mean, I could see Carrick coming in too to get a little more control over the game. But we'll see what he does in the coming games to see if he tweaks it a little more to finally get his preferred.
I'm thinking he's going to go Carrick. I agree with your formation, the Schneiderlin. I really am surprised he's not getting a chance under Mourinho. But at the same time, I think it's going to be Carrick for some odd reason.
Because he did. He's mentioned the mentality thing, and I think we all know that Carrick's got a really good mentality when it comes to winning and just controlling games. So I think he'll probably come in and just be that calming influence that we really could use right now.
Okay. Spurs, today was a tough day. We won, but we learned. And if you're watching this and haven't heard, Kane's out for 2 months.
It's unfortunate. I mean, he has 2 goals in the last 2 games, which is good considering, he hasn't really looked to set the world alight lately.
I'm reading the pundits. They're giving him so much, negativity. He scored 2 goals in his last 2 games. Calm down.
Yeah, I mean, Spurs haven't really even started off too well, so it's not like a big surprise that Kane hasn't. But I
disagree with you.
What?
I disagree with you, and I disagree with all the pundits who say they haven't started well.
They haven't. They've won. I'm not saying they haven't picked up the points that they would want.
They picked up the points.
Yeah, they started better than they started last year, but they're not playing that well.
They've only given up 2 goals so far, total, in the EPL.
Okay,
that is the best defensive number.
4.
What?
Minus without the Stoke game, they've only scored 4 or 2.
Right, but they have a high goal differential. The goals are gonna come in. They're getting a lot of shots on target. They could have had more goals in this Sunderland game.
Nah.
What do you mean, nah? Lamella had an amazing shot that Jordan Pickford, great goalie. I'm really impressed with him.
Yeah, he was good. I mean, Sunderland put in a really good shift, and if not for one simple mistake, they easily could have come away with a point. Or even they could have even stolen it with Defoe's chance, but, the quality again, I mean, Spurs take their chance. They have the quality throughout the team, and they were presented with a chance, and Kane finished it. Barely.
I think it could be good for Kane to get some rest. Could be good for Janssen to come in. get some experience, and also score some goals. Really boost his confidence.
Yeah, but this kind of rest isn't really the kind of rest you want. It's a forced layoff, and it's an injury. You can't really do anything.
Right, but it mentally, it can make him hungry, come back. And he looked exhausted.
He does. He's definitely been overworked. I think I saw he's played like 160 games over the last like 3 years or last.
He hasn't had any break. And I know we say, oh, they should always be fit. Why shouldn't a soccer player not be fit? But when you've been playing straight for over 2 years, it's going to take a toll on you. So
yeah, it's not being fit. It's being overworked. And, it could happen to anyone. Look at Rooney. He's played, 700 games, and that's probably one of the main reasons that he's been on the decline too is his body beat up. But it was a good win for Spurs. They're in third now?
We're in third.
Third.
We're going to play Middlesbrough, but first we play Gillingham, I think. I'm sorry if I pronounced that wrong. In the League Cup. It'll be interesting. Rotate some guys. Give Jansen a start. Unless we go young. Like, we have some young talent that may come in.
Yeah, I think he'll give some players a break and definitely switch it up a bit to give
he loves to do it. He loves that he wants to be – Posh wants to have the team like Barcelona, so it'll be interesting.
That's a little bit of a stretch.
That's what he said. Good goal to have.
Yeah, there are worse things you could want.
Yeah, a little confused. He seems like a little bit with Mourinho, still trying to figure out his best starting 11.
Yeah, because Lamela started off pretty well, coming off Copa America, and he's been dropped to the bench, reduced to.
Inconsistent. I think he wants to see what he had. Son is proving that we're glad he's still here, and
he played well.
We just spent $30 million on Sissoko, so we got to see him. We got this winger who looks to be fast, something that Spurs have been lacking. So we'll see.
Yeah. So before we get to next week and Tottenham, Middlesbrough, and United, Leicester, let's recap game week 5 and our predictions. We did pretty well this week, I think. Overall, we each had a week. It was rough. There was some surprises in there. United, that Chelsea-Liverpool game was a tough one to call. But overall, you and I each had 6. Yay. Pundit and NBC Sports, 4. So if my math is correct, I think we won. I think we've won
or tied every week.
We've beaten them every week. We've started this 3 weeks in a row. One of us has
winner, chicken dinner.
Doing good, man. We just gotta get the people to believe us and not them.
Okay, so let's go on. You started with United.
Yeah, hosting Leicester, who had a little rough start to the season now, but picking up points, picking up wins, and starting to play well. Got their first Champions League win last week, which was huge for them. Probably a good sigh of relief too. Get that first game out of the way. But something tells me that since United, everyone says they shouldn't win this one, most likely because they're on a bad run of form. I think that means they're gonna win. I think they're gonna take care of Northampton in the League Cup midweek, and then I see them getting a result. I see them, finally showing some fight in them, showing some team chemistry, and wanting to play not just for Mourinho but for each other too, and for the fans. And I think they give the home side something to cheer about. I think they pull it out 2-1. Rashford at the double. I'll call that. Rashford getting 2. Or probably just 1.
Interesting. I think it's going to be 2-2. The reason I say that is, and it has nothing to do with how I think United is going to play poor. I think they're actually going to play well. I just think Leicester's playing really well too. And I think it could be an interesting game, tough to predict. I'm going for the draw, and I think there's going to be goals, so 2-2. Like the forwards they have at Leicester, they have a ton of strikers, but this one
it's going to be interesting to see how United deal with it.
Yeah, it's definitely. I think Vardy running at them is going to be tough for.
It was last year.
Before. And now he has this guy. What's his name?
Salamani.
Yeah, he looks legit too. So
Mara's getting back on form now too.
And the defense is playing well. Still no Conte though. That's going to be huge. Okay. Let's go Spurs versus Middlesbrough. I had this a little different when not knowing about Kane, but now that we know Kane's injured, I still think Spurs are going to win. I think it's going to be 1-0. It's going to be a close game. Middlesbrough look to be tough. But again, they're playing Spurs, who are very good defensively. And I think Janssen slides in. Again, we saw Dyer and Dembele leave with injuries. I think they'll be okay. And even if Dyer is not 100%, we know Wanyama, who I would even start ahead of Dyer. I think Wanyama's been fantastic for Spurs so far.
Yeah, I don't think the injuries really changed Spurs too much, which is saying a lot more than it did last year.
Yeah.
Janssen slots right in for Kane. Again, Wanyama for Dyer. A lot of options, Son or Lamella, Eriksson, Ali. They got a lot
if we had this conversation, Dan, a year ago, I'd be crying. This video would be me crying the entire time. I'm okay. Yeah. Look, I'm smiling. I'm okay.
Last year was definitely a different story. So, yeah, I don't think much changes. Part of me sees Middlesbrough coming from behind after a 1-0 to come back and win 2-1, but I'll call it 1-0 Spurs also. They just have too much right now, and they're starting to click on pretty much all aspects. Yeah. So I think they pull out the win here, 1-0.
Okay. Hull at Liverpool.
I see another. I mean, Liverpool have been playing well. Hull have proven they're a difficult team to break down when they're on their game. But at Liverpool, I think they just go on for a 3-1 easy win here. I mean, 3-0.
Yeah, and Hull is having trouble. Both they do not have many players. Also, didn't Livermore get a red? So
probably, yeah, they're
going to be in trouble.
Back in that tailspin that everyone thought they should have been to start the season.
Yeah, and Liverpool look pretty good. Firmino will be healthy again. They'll have a full lineup, and that's a scary offensive team.
Yeah, they are devastating when they attack and when they're on form.
Mm.
All right, how about City at Swansea?
Oh, boy. I have another blowout. Sorry. Going to have some blowouts this week. City too good. We talked about how Mourinho seems he can't get the best of his players. Pep is a genius, it looks like. He's getting the best out of everyone except Bravo. Or he thinks he's getting the best. I don't know what the whole Bravo thing. That's really weird. But anyway, I think De Bruyne and have Aguero back. It's going to be a blowout. I have 3-0.
Yeah, Aguero coming back is huge. Something's keeping me from saying it's going to be a huge blowout, like 3 or 4-0. I don't know. Swansea, they're not getting results right now, but I see for some reason I see them not pulling out a result here, but making it frustrating for City. Still, I think Manchester City win 2-0.
Gotta go fun. Go for the blowout.
Nah, I'll keep it a little restricted right now. 2-0, man.
So that red on you right now. Okay. Everton at Bournemouth.
Everton should win, right? This is all signs point to Everton winning this game. And
winning big.
For that reason, I'm going to go with Bournemouth winning 2-1.
How? Tell me.
How is Pep called Bournemouth the best team they faced so far? So I'm going to call the upset. That's what it is.
Didn't he beat Bournemouth? What was it?
4-0. Yeah.
4-0.
He called them the best team. That's a little dig at everyone else they played, especially United.
That's probably why he said it.
Of course it is. It's mind games and it's par for the course. But I feel something strange going on in my body telling me that Bournemouth's going to win it.
Wait till he plays Spurs. Oh my goodness. Pep is not going to know what to say.
Who do you got for that game?
For Everton?
Yep.
3-1. Everton is legit. I was saying that at our first video that I think they're going to be a big surprise. And it looks like I'm right. They are scoring goals, and defensively they're sound. Goalie looks good. midfielders are all playing well. Balassi looks great addition. Love Morales playing again. He's one of those players he's hit and miss, but right now they're all playing over under Koeman, and they're all scared of him. He said he's really strict, but he's a good coach. Proved that at Southampton. He's proving that at Everton.
Yeah, he's done really well there, and a lot of players look, reborn under him.
Yeah. And he's pushing Barkley. Someone needed to do that.
Someone needs to do that to Rooney.
Yeah. A little different. Barkley's a lot younger.
It's true.
Okay.
All right. West Brom at Stoke. What do you got?
I got 2-1 West Brom. Stoke looked bad. Really bad. I think we could have a little meter clock for the amount of days Hughes has left because it looks like it's going fast.
Yeah, they're just in a tailspin right now. They don't know what to do.
They can't defend. They can't really attack.
Can't score. Yeah, they have no one.
Do you think it's the curse of the Bonnie?
I don't know. I thought he was brought in to stop that.
They're only playing worse with him.
I think they just need some time. I think Hughes will get that time too, just for what he's done so far while he's there.
I could be wrong, but I heard that there was already a vote of confidence for him.
Really?
That's what I've heard.
Well,
on Twitter. I'm wrong. I could be completely wrong, but.
Well, I have the same scoreline as you. I see West Brom a 2-1 win here.
Was impressed with Chadley.
Yeah, he played well.
He was always good at Spurs, inconsistent, but I always liked him at Spurs. I was a little upset he left. Mason, I understand, but Chadley, I was a little surprised.
It was good for him, though. And, I mean, he wasn't.
Oh, yes, for him, good.
And for Spurs, he wasn't being used there, so why let him rot on the bench?
Right, and they got money. It's just, I think he was exactly what Sissoko is, so why spend more money when you had Chadley? I don't know. My opinion. But. Crystal Palace at Sunderland.
Sunderland have to get some points soon, right? I know they don't get many points in September and October, but it just feels like they're so close. They're better organized now. They still have Defoe. Januzaj, has moments of good play.
He's not playing this game though.
Yeah, but there's still, I don't know. There's a good feeling almost that even though that they're losing.
Oh wait, no, he can play this game.
Yeah, he got 2 yellows.
Yeah. So
he'll be suspended for the League Cup game. But it's just, I'm going to go with another upset here. I know Crystal Palace are on the back of 2 wins. I'm thinking Sunderland can get something for their home fans here. I'm going to go, I want to call 1-1, but I'm going to give them the full win, and give them 2-1.
So I'm going to go 2-1 Crystal Palace wins. I was really upset with them because literally every player on that team, minus my fantasy player Zaha, went off and got points against Stoke. Seriously? Every other player?
That's what fantasy does, man.
I picked up Dan, though, so he's going to be a defensive goal scorer for me.
Not me, Dan. Scott Dan.
Two ends.
2 ends.
He's so cool, he needs an extra N.
Hey, man, I'm cool, too, even without the extra.
Not cool enough, man. Not cool enough.
Whatever.
Maybe I'll call you Dan.
Please don't.
All right.
Never. All right, talk about another under-pressure coach, Southampton at West Ham.
Oh, boy.
Did great last year. Everyone was really impressed with how West Ham played. And this year, I believe they're still in the relegation zone, right?
They are?
Yeah, it's not a good look, especially when you move to a new stadium, Olympic Stadium at that. They're making hard work of it because they've put themselves in some good positions, but they've thrown games away. Their defense looks horrible, and their flair players are really not playing for the team. They're playing for themselves, doing
100%.
Yeah, it's gonna come down soon if Bilic can't turn this around soon.
First of all, Payet is still way too good for this team.
He is. That's kind of why I'm hoping Bilic gets cut and then Payet could come to United.
He is ridiculously good. One of the top players in the world, and he's on a team that's in the relegation zone. Unbelievable. It also, it seems really silly, but literally no defense can stop Antonio's header. He just runs into the box, heads the ball, and it's a goal. We've seen that every week so far. Like,
yeah, he's having a magical year stat-wise and individually.
Yeah.
But I'm going Southampton 1-1 tie. I don't see anyone pulling out a winner in this.
I had 1-2, but I think I'm going to change it and go with 1-1 with you. Because I don't like Southampton either. Neither of these teams are performing.
Yeah, I mean, I do like Southampton, but just not currently. They won, but last week, but nothing they've done really so far makes me think they're just going to go grab a game like this, away and win.
They just look eh. Offensively, they look eh. Defensively, they look eh. Their midfielders, they don't look horrible, but they don't look good either. They're just
Wait, what do they look like?
I think eh.
All right, so 1-1 on that one. Watford at Burnley.
I like Watford a lot. I think when they were down 2-0 to West Ham and came back 4-2, showed a lot of heart. The way they played United, they're showing a lot of heart. Gotta love some of these players. Deeney, heart and soul that team. Capu just keeps scoring goals. I know I said first week, don't get defensive midfielders. He's literally every shot he takes is a goal. It's unbelievable.
He's having a good year too.
Yeah.
And I mean, it could be because I'm still mad at the game, but I'm going to go with the upset again. I'm going to go Burnley 1-0. I think I'm going to have Watford sent crashing down back to earth, and Burnley, get their home fans something to cheer about. This has been a rough start to the year for them.
I think we're almost at the point already where, remember last year with Villa, we were like, they're going to be relegated.
Yeah.
You can say that with Burnley. They just look so bad.
No, Aston Villa were atrocious. Burnley at least have fight and good players that want to play.
The Liverpool game was the one game they looked good. Everything else.
And Aston Villa never looked good.
Didn't they win? Did they beat West Ham the second game?
Still, I
the same thing. That week too, they play well, and then
I still think they have more fight and more quality than that Aston Villa side. And the manager's good. Don't knock the manager's effect on the players. They have key roles, and Sean Dyche is a good manager. He
is good. I agree, but I think I like how Watford's starting to play a lot.
All right, so you go 2-0. I'll go 0-1. Get it, Burnley. All right. Last game of the weekend.
Oh boy.
Game of the weekend.
Oh boy.
Chelsea at Arsenal.
Oh boy.
It's gonna be a fun one.
Definitely watch this game. If you're gonna watch one game, watch this game just to see what Diego Costa does. Remember last time they played, Costa was literally an animal stamping on everyone and going berserk.
I think Costa's gonna score again.
I picked him up in fantasy. I think he's gonna score too.
Well, then I hope he doesn't actually. I dropped Hazard now.
I really think he's going to score.
He probably will. But I think this is a slightly different Arsenal team than we've seen last few years. I think they pull out a win here. I don't know how, but I think they're going to get a 2-1 win.
They have heart. They're pulling out wins. They've never done that. They usually are winning the entire game and somehow lose it, or they win or draw. Now they're coming back or playing badly, but they're squeaking out wins. This isn't an Arsenal team we've seen. Maybe they all know it's Wegener's kind of last hurrah, so they're putting in an extra effort, but
or maybe they're just so happy they spend money this summer that they're like, oh, maybe we should play now.
Yeah. Or maybe Walcott's like, I want to be midfielder again. Yay! I really don't know what's going on. But this is a tough game to predict a winner, so I think it's going to be 2-2 draw. I think there's a 35% chance that Costa sees a red card.
That's 2% up from your last one, against 33% against Liverpool.
Yeah, it's going to continue to rise as the season progresses.
Until he gets a red.
Bound to happen. There's no way he's not getting a red card this year.
No, probably not. But I feel like it'll be something stupid and more for his reputation than anything. I know you don't like him and like his play, and I don't necessarily like that type of player either. But as an opposing player, you know who Diego Costa is. You know he's going to rally you up. You know he's going to stab at you, push you, get in your head. Just don't retaliate. It's that simple.
He reminds me of the Kevin Garnett of soccer. You hate him if he's not on your team, but if he's on your team, you adore him. At the same time, both those players are so good and I love Costa. You said I hate him. I don't hate him. I just think they're so good, and Costa's that type of player. You don't need to be dirty like that. You don't think he's a dirty player? I think he's a dirty player.
I don't think so, because it's not like you don't know what he's going to do. He's not punching you in the balls. He's not slapping your face or calling your
I don't know about that. Wait a minute. He's not slapping your face? Do you watch him play?
Yeah, I do. He's physical. There's nothing wrong with being physical.
Oh, there's a difference between physical than what Costa does. Costa mauls people.
I don't see it that way.
He tries to end careers.
Well, no.
He's not Charlie Adam bad.
That's Charlie Adam bad.
But he's almost there.
I don't think so. I think he just likes to get in the head.
He freaks out.
He feeds on it, man. As soon as that defender gets, more physical, Costa just gets better. He loves it.
All right. Very quickly, fantasy drops, pickups. So you might have heard me talking about fantasy a little bit. With Kane being injured, and I had Kane on my team, little Tottenham bias, but again, he's golden boot winner, so you had him on my team. With that injury and other things going on, I decided to use my wild card. So I'm doing a lot, and I have a lot of suggestions. First of all, if you're had Kane like me, I think Jansen's a great replacement. It's also a lot cheaper than Kane, and you're getting for about 2 months a cheaper version of Kane. So you might as well roll with that, and that's what I did. And that gave me a lot of flexibility with the wild card. I picked up Costa. I was able to pick up Firmino. Liverpool finally are at the end of the stretch of rough games, and they have an easy schedule on paper coming up. I picked up Rashford. I think he's a steal, even though he's maybe playing more on a wing. You're getting a guy who looks like he's dynamic and can score every game. So you're getting him under 7. Great signing. A lot of you can do this week if you have Kane.
I think those are some good options. Kane, if you are a little nervous about picking Jansen, which I don't think you should be, he does slot in pretty simple. But you do. You have Costa, you have Lukaku. You could probably, maybe afford some Aguero coming back if you could find a way to get some extra funds there. But there are definitely plenty of options to get Kane out and bring in another player.
I wonder, and this is a risky move. I'd definitely wait for this a little bit. Is Nolito got a red card? You can definitely go for any of the midfielders, Silva, De Bruyne.
I wouldn't go with Silva just yet, coming off his injury, little niggling injury.
But this is who I think he'll be fine though. But the one I would wait and see is Sane. This opens the door for Sane.
Yeah, I think he's definitely going to get in more time now for that.
Could be better than Nolito. But
a lot of he probably is, to be fair. He's got loads of potential too, and really, you can't go wrong picking anyone other than Fernandinho from the City midfield. They're going to score goals. It's as simple as that. Someone's going to get an assist. Someone's going to get a goal. So pick any one of those, and you're pretty much set, really, or 2 of them.
You might as well, actually.
All right, so I think we covered everything.
We did.
Be an exciting weekend. Thanks everyone for watching again. If you like, hit the like button, subscribe, share, give us a comment, give us a shout out. We really appreciate it.
Spurs fans, this is okay. This is okay. We're in a better state as a club than United right now. So don't fear. Kane will be back. We got Jansen. We'll be fine.
United fans, don't listen to the delusional Spurs fan. 3 in a row ain't nothing to worry about. We're gonna be top Spurs. We're gonna be at the top of the table, either first or second this year. Don't listen to him. Look at the players we have. We have Slottin.
Money.
Martial. We're gonna beat Spurs. We're gonna beat
Money. I only got quarters.
history. History. Where's yours?
Who finished ahead of you last year?
Oh, last year. That counts as your history. There you go.
That's
1 year
the
history.
now. Who has the coach of the now? That's Pochettino.
Yeah, great. 1 year history.
You guys wanted Pochettino so bad that you had Sir Alex Ferguson go out to eat with him at a fancy restaurant.
He wasn't trying to recruit him. He was just talking to him.
Okay.
All right, we'll see what happens, man.
He wasn't trying to recruit him. Okay.
He wasn't. He's the best manager ever. He could do what he wants.
Right, but he didn't hint. Come to United.
That's right. Even if he does come to United, guess what that means? It means you're a stepping stone. As always, take that.
All right. Well, we'll get ready in a couple weeks for a Champions League game.
All right, congratulations.
Oh wait, you're in Europa.
You're gonna get knocked out and join us anyway.
That would be so bad.
Well, it's gonna happen. Enough of our fighting. Sorry, you guys had to see that. We'll see you next week.
I don't want to go to Europa.
Bye.
Bye.